What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Squad Up here on Fantasy Focus, brought to you by the Original Hooters in partnership with Buckey. Welcome to another episode. What happened? We got background music. We got it all.
For a guy that looks like Beaker from the Muppets, I expected more.
Oh man, I had to get my hat ready for the drawing here, so it's all good.
We'll fix it in post, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, is that a magic eraser on top of your head?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Clean with a lot more hair, though.
You know what they called Reggie Nelson back in his University of Florida playing days? The eraser.
There we go.
Sam, you look like you covered your ears there for a second.
I'm getting a little feedback. I'm hearing Bucks and double.
Gosh, I've been having all these issues, folks.
You're good now. You're good. You're no longer doubled up. Double up, Buck.
Yeah, but you are rocking that amazing mullet hairdo.
It's all about the training process, Sam. So once it gets trained and I can at least keep it professional on a Zoom call, but then just hit them with a that's all that matters right now.
So good. Tyler's joining us, laughing at your hair. Love it.
Flash Fantasy here as well. What's up, guys? Yeah, when it's overwhelming to have the four of us back together. So I had YouTube open in the background, screwing all that up. But I'm excited for a micro draft.
Yeah, we're gearing up for a great one.
We're doing the NFC North. It's pretty bleak at the tight end position, but I think it's kind of loaded everywhere else.
It really is.
You guys think we're gonna have football this year?
I honestly, for a while, I was getting nervous that we wouldn't have it, and now I feel like we're gonna get it, but it's gonna be a really sad version where we'll get week 1. By week 2, we'll have 10 to 20 players get COVID during the travel, and then those teams will either have to entirely sit out, or we're going to lose huge chunks of our fantasy teams. So I feel like I was talking to Tate about this yesterday, but I feel like we need to start in our leagues creating extra roster spots on our bench so we can stash players for the weeks that everyone's got COVID, and then maybe some IR slots for people that can't seem to come back from it.
This is going to be Akram Modley's year.
Oh, yeah, dude. I still got him in Dynasty.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be his year. Keep him stashed.
Who?
I do disagree with you guys, though. I don't think if someone tests positive for COVID, they're going to make the whole team quarantine. I don't believe that.
You don't think so?
I think if they're wearing masks in the facility and, they're wearing some sort of protective shield on the field, I don't think as many people are actually going to get it as you'd think. Like, I'm assuming they're not going to be like sharing showers and stuff like they normally would. Like, drive your smelly ass home or back to the hotel. Don't shower in the locker room. I just feel like it's going to be survival of the fittest out there for the NFL. It's going to be, you get it, you sit out until you test positive or negative, I should say, back-to-back times. I think it's 2 times you have to pass. But I don't think they can make a whole team quarantine.
I feel like they're going to, and I feel like you're going to then see games get postponed where you've got too much of their roster out so that they have to sit out the following game, and then that game's postponed. And then where do they move that game? Because everyone's traveling anyways. I think it's going to get to week 3, and they're going to be like, this is ridiculous. We got to take a break. We got to figure it out. So I feel like they could even put a hold on the season, and then we have to resituate.
And let me break down this situation, by the way. So when we're talking about the reason why we've only seen individual sports really playing right now. I mean, think about it. We got boxing. So if a fighter tests positive, that fight gets dropped off the card. Same thing with UFC. Then we've also got golf and NASCAR, both individual sports, where if the driver tests positive for COVID-19 or the golfer, they immediately withdraw. Levy, you already mentioned the aforementioned kind of COVID quarantine process that golf has in place. You automatically self-quarantine for 10 days, and you must have 2 negative tests that are 24 hours apart. So in order to be able to rejoin the field. But the problem is, ladies and gents, is that we have a 53-man roster, over 2,000 players in the National Football League, and when you have one player test positive for a team and they're all using that same training equipment and touching the same football. I know a lot of them are wearing gloves and they'll be wearing
on
masks.
the same airplane.
Same airplane, same bus. How many buses can you take so that no one shares a row?
Practice squad players are going to have to be on these planes, which is something that isn't normal, just in case, because I think their plan is day before the game testing. So, what happens if you bring 53 men and 20 of them test positive, and you got to have practice squad players that don't, because you can't play an NFL football game with 33 people. And like, that's the thing that totally confounds me at this point. I don't really, because of how large the teams are, there's so many more variables than say baseball is easier because of just the pure distance between everybody for the most part. But football's different. And Levy, you said like a face shield. What do you mean? They need to breathe. These are
no, they don't.
It has like, I mean, there's concept ones out there that you can Google that you can see. It looks ridiculous. It looks like some sort of space helmet. I'm not saying that they necessarily need to do that, but I agree from Tyler said
helmets, 100%.
But from a fantasy football perspective, I think if you're the commissioner of your league at this point and you're drafting soon, I think you need to seriously consider expanding your roster sizes at the very least, and maybe adding several more IR spots. I don't think there's any doubting that, but I guess I just don't see the NFL quarantining an entire team if one person tests positive. But I think what's interesting, we talked about this last week, someone like Zeke who tested positive early this offseason, if we don't believe, whatever you believe in personally, because there's not a lot of data on it yet, that someone can get the disease twice, he's more valuable to me. So I think you just have to monitor that situation closely as we get closer to draft season.
It's just a contact sport, man. I mean, all 11 defenders are trying to track down the football carrier and bring him to the ground. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people in close proximity, hitting each other. Same thing with hockey and basketball. I mean, basketball, it's not a contact sport, but you're bumping into each other all the time. Plenty of contact, even though it's not a quote unquote contact sport.
Yeah, but how much are you spitting on each other or sneezing on each other or coughing on each other? I don't know that if you're clean.
Sweat. I mean, you're sweating all over the place.
Can it be transmitted by sweat? We don't know that.
Sweat doesn't transmit this.
I don't think this is transmitted by sweat.
Yeah, this is an aerial weapon.
But like, they have to stay clean so they're not hacking all over each other, when they're running sprints.
Well, wasn't that part of the rules for baseball coming back? Obviously, baseball players famous for spitting, for gum or whatever have you. I mean, they're saying they have to have a towel.
Tobacco.
I was just not saying it, but so like they have to have a towel if they spit it. They cannot spit. They can't spit. Like that's a new rule in them
confirmed,
starting up.
Man. That is confirmed. That's a new Major League Baseball
Even
rule.
if they don't chew tobacco, ball players just spit, man. It's a weird.
All of them do, no, but they're not allowed to. I'm saying
I have a feeling that will not be able to be enforced. What are they going to have? Spit cams on every player?
Fine them.
You can't do that.
$1,000 to spit.
Well, I mean, a lot of these guys are especially younger players, are used to it because in minor league baseball, it's incredible how strict they enforce the no tobacco policy. They have tobacco cops that come in just unassuming with a media credential that come into the locker rooms and just scour looking for just dip that's sitting out. So they're used to it in a certain capacity. The problem is, you have players out there that for 10, 15 years have been chewing while pitching and that's kind of their way about going about the sport. So this is a fundamental change, which is necessary, completely necessary. My thing is, I don't believe they can enforce it.
Well, for tobacco specifically in baseball, it was you were grandfathered in. If you were a Major League Baseball player with 2 years of service or whatever, this was before COVID, you were still allowed to spit on the field and have tobacco products. But if you were a minor leaguer who had no Major League service, you weren't able to come up and have tobacco products. So eventually, when all these guys retire, there will be no more tobacco in baseball anyway. But Porkman's saying here that pumpkin seeds are not allowed. So like for me, I was a sunflower seed guy. If I couldn't spit sunflower seeds on the baseball field because of COVID, that would be weird.
Yeah. I got a funny story though about the dip cops. So I was working for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and we would check the media credentials like prior to them coming into the minor league ballpark, because they go in, they could have time with the manager pregame and all that good stuff. And you get to know the media folks from the various teams. So like they'll show you the pass, it's a face you know. And then how it happens is the MILB will send in the dip cop and he'll walk in with his media credential. And the minute you don't recognize this person, there's a series of events that happen that are just hilarious. You get on the phone immediately into the clubhouse. You're like, hey, I don't know who this media guy is, but he just came in. I didn't recognize him. And then apparently it's just a mad dash around the clubhouse because these guys get fined like $1,500.
Oh,
they don't even make that in a week. So, yeah, it's a wild scene in minor league baseball. That's just a short anecdote.
I don't have anything to top that when it comes. You guys are talking about baseball. Baseball is. I sucked at softball. I mean, Levy, I think invited me on the company softball team when we worked together as like a favor. I'm not good. So I mean, but that is weird though. If that's like a part of your ritual, if that's a part of your routine, to take that away from a player, I could see how that could just. It's going to take an adjustment period, but I just, guys, when it comes to the NFL and COVID-19, I expect that we're going to see very few, maybe one preseason game, because one, the players don't even they think 4 games is far too many for preseason as it is. And, if anything, the NFL is probably not going to have it. I wouldn't, if I were Roger Goodell, I would not want to have these massive preseason rosters, because what's the upside? I mean, I know that teams want to evaluate their talent, but you want to keep the safety of the players paramount. And if you have a ton, if you have 70, 80 man rosters to start the preseason or whatever, I just think it's an unneeded risk. Teams can find ways to evaluate those players without having them in preseason games having to interact with other teams.
Yeah, I guess practice squads will be more important than ever, right?
Yeah. So we need a taxi squad in every league. I mean, even if you're in a 12-team, 15-team or 15-spot roster, you still need an additional 5 to 10 IR spots, in my opinion. You just do not know how much COVID-19 is going to have an effect. By the way, if you have a free agent auction league, don't blow your wad early. You're going to need that money more than usual, than you ever.
Oh my gosh!
I'm the habitual wad blower of my entire free agent.
Yeah, you are.
Week 1, week 2, I'm already out of money.
It's disgusting to watch.
It's disgusting to watch how much he blows early.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it really is. It's just like
very disappointed. I mean, no. I mean, honestly, I love that you even bring that up though, because I mean, free agency cash is something I think that we all kind of, depending on how you all play, I think that we all tend to run out of it pretty early.
Sure.
This is going to be a season where everyone plays that close to the vest for that exact reason. I'm not going to be overspending when I have to make it through an entire season and try and be picking up people off waivers, which, by the way, depending on your league, I think you need to try and add extra waiver days. I'm in a league where we only get 1 a week. Definitely need to add an extra because people are going to be testing positive throughout the week, and you need to supplement them and in your league. We just went full IDP in one of my leagues. That's a lot of people to put on my bench to have extra linebackers and safeties and have to account for all of those positions. It's a little bit crazy to think about.
It's a mess. At the end of the day, I think they will play, but I think it's going to be a different brand of not only NFL football, but also fantasy football for the reasons we've stated. It's just going to completely shift how you draft, how you look at the makeup of a squad. Players' values, yes, will be impacted. I believe Flash Fantasy said so somebody who doesn't get infected early might have less value. Absolutely. At this point, Zeke, you could argue he's right up there at number 2 instead of number 3 or 4 because he hasn't been affected yet. He's already been affected. So,
but is it 100% that you can't get it twice? Because I'm pretty sure, right now all the stories are, I've heard a story of so-and-so told me so-and-so, but I'm pretty sure that there's been people that have gotten it twice.
Nobody knows a damn thing about this.
Right.
Nothing's 100%.
Not like the chicken pox. It's not like.
That's why I was going to say you can't get it from, sweat. How do you know that? Have you guys actually tested my sweat when never mind. That's weird.
No, Derek, I've not tested your sweat recently.
No, we've not been close enough to do that.
Listen, guys, I have the solution. they need to. Sam, you mentioned chicken pox. I know, like back in the 80s, they used to have chicken pox parties.
Yeah.
Where people had their kids who had chicken pox. You bring them over to your friend's house, so your kid gets it out of the way. So the NFL just needs to have this massive COVID party.
Just a banger.
Oh my god.
Was that a thing? Did you actually attend a chicken pox party and were told after the fact?
No.
No. But I got it really late. I know I did.
I was gonna say, fun fact about me: I got chicken pox the first day of high school, so I missed my first week of high school.
That is a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
I would have failed that trivia question. I've got a chicken pox scar on the back of my head. It sucks.
I have a chicken pox scar on my eyebrow. That's why my eyebrow doesn't grow incomplete.
You can't itch it.
No.
Rona Rager. Yeah, there we go. Should we get our draft order going here?
Yeah,
let's do
what
it.
are we doing here? NFC North.
We are drafting NFC North. One player per position. So one quarterback, one wide receiver, one running back, and one tight end. And you cannot double dip on a team. So once you've drafted, let's say, Aaron Rodgers off the Packers, you can no longer draft Packers players. I love the off the camera, Bucks, how you said this is my least favorite game. I agree. This is really hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, who won the first draft? Yeah, it would be. Again,
well, I stub my toe consistently every time. I think I'm making a great pick, and I put myself in a corner. You put Bucky in a corner, it's not a good spot to be in.
No,
I'm scared of Bucky in a corner.
I'm like a wild mongoose at times in a corner.
I didn't see you going mongoose, but interesting.
First pick is Sam.
Hey, first pick in the draft.
All right.
There's something very happy about getting the first pick, no matter what.
Second pick, Levy.
Somehow I will try and take Christian McCaffrey no matter what.
Third pick
between you and me, pal.
Bucky.
All right, Buck.
And Sam, Tate. My bad, Tate.
Yeah, thanks. I'm Derek. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, pal.
I don't know if you guys met. But he works here too.
All right, so we got 101. We got Sam. We're going NFC North. Sam's already eloquently explained the rules of this experiment here, the NFC North. Who are you taking 101?
This is interesting. I immediately have some players starred that I'm like, I need to get one of these positions filled based on these teams. And I think I'm going to go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Dalvin Cook with the first pick here because I want to shore up that running back position. And based on the offense they run, the offense runs through Cook. He's cooking in the kitchen. He's going to get you those rushing yards. So I want to get him on my roster immediately. Plus, there's a lot of positives to other positions, but I just know that I'm going to get the best out of him first pick.
I mean, you guys know I love Dalvin. I am a little nervous though, headed into this season about a potential holdout with Dalvin. He was like my number 3 guy. He was my little bit of a reach. You know, probably most people had him as a top 5 guy, and I had him like ahead of Zeke at 3. But I don't know. I don't feel great about it. I'm a little nervous. You better draft Madison later if it was a real draft, right?
But this is a microcosm of a draft. We can only get 4 players. That's why I can live in this fantasy world happily.
I think he's the best player in the division.
Do you smell what Dalvin's cooking? Sorry.
You had to, didn't you?
I love it. Had to. Sorry. Levy, 102.
Pretty easy for me, and I think people are down on him so far this year, but I'm going to go Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
And I feel good about it at 2 in this division because we get 1 at each position, not doubling up here. So I'm going to go Aaron Jones in the 102 in the NFC North.
Like it.
So that completely changes kind of my mindset here.
Lucky's done.
Everything sucks.
No, I'm going to go Devontae Adams here.
Okay.
That's a good pick.
So Devontae's a guy I think is going to have a very good year. They have a little bit of support for him now on that offense. Not really. But let's hope that
they took a rookie receiver like in the first round, didn't they? Oh wait,
no,
they didn't. No, they didn't.
Or the 3rd, or the 4th, or the 5th.
Will, what's up, Will?
What up, Will?
He picks Jimmy Graham. Oh yeah, getting paid $10 million a year.
So we got 2 Packers off the board though in the first round.
Yeah, this is a little ugly now. It's getting a little ugly, a little tricky to say the very least. I'm actually going to go Kenny Galladay
Okay.
Wide receiver spot. And then I'm going to so I want to go ahead and preface this that I believe he is going to have a bounce back year, in that there were some expectations around David Montgomery that people were not very happy with his production, but that entire team was a mess. I think the Chicago Bears finished the season strong, and we saw David Montgomery's workload increase as the year went on. Unfortunately, Matt Nagy has amnesia and forgets that he's actually capable of calling a running play on occasion. But hopefully with Mitchell Trubisky being pushed by Nick Foles, that there's going to be a little bit more stability at quarterback. I've got David Montgomery at the running back spot.
I think it's a good pick, Tate.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm going Kirk Cousins.
Oh, the Cuz piece.
I'm not going to leave myself in a hole the way I did last time.
I've learned my lesson.
No, but honestly, Kirk Cousins is a guy who has had good numbers there in Minnesota. He's constantly slept on. He is a quality quarterback to have in your stable. You can build a great team of running backs, wide receivers, tight ends around him and not have to invest that much up front. Obviously, with the structure of this draft, just out of necessity, I had to grab my guy Kirk. I also just love Kirk's demeanor. He's just he loves eating meat and potatoes. He's just a meat and potatoes quarterback.
Meat and potatoes quarterback. I also love that he's getting
and corn. The guy loves corn. I took one look at him. I'm like, big corn on the cob guy.
Do y'all think that Kirk Cousins doesn't get enough love? I mean, yeah, he's not a great fantasy quarterback, even though he did have a very good stretch there with Washington throwing for over 4,000 yards, I think 3 straight seasons. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like he's a good quarterback that just never gets a true amount of respect that he deserves.
Well, also based on the volume, last year he had a very dinged up Adam Thielen, which completely took away, those throwing targets that you'd get from giving it to someone like Thielen. So you're going to have a healthy Thielen. You're going to have Justin Jefferson, an eager rookie that wants to facilitate, get himself in the mix. So I do see an up year for Kirk Cousins. I think that's a great pick.
Kirky.
I mean, he's a great fantasy quarterback. He's one of these guys you can get in like the 12th round of a regular fantasy draft.
Yeah, I love him in 2 QB formats too.
Oh, for sure. Most certainly. But even in just a 12-team league, I mean, he has value. He really does. If you look at his numbers historically, he's been right up there. He's just not having that one barn burner year that stands out on its head. It's just speaking of Kirk's, She's Out of My League or whatever that movie is.
Yeah,
that's a great Kirk movie.
Kevin Tompkins coming in with Kirk Cousins Pizza Ranch commercial on YouTube.
I love Pizza Ranch, Kevin. Hey, listen, my family is from Iowa, and Iowa is all over. Every town that has over 12,000 people in Iowa has a Pizza Ranch, and you don't go there for the pizza. You go there for the fried chicken. Am I right, Kevin? Am I right?
Wow.
Ooh, I had fried chicken for dinner last night. It was amazing.
There's definitely a little cringe when it comes to hearing Kirk Cousins talk, but I still love that line, even though it was against my Buccaneers. You like that? Yeah. I didn't do it perfectly. I wasn't pitch perfect there, but.
No, you didn't have the animosity.
The gusto. No, you didn't have the fire behind it.
Oh,
I like
that Sam goes straight into gusto because that's absolutely pinpoint accuracy by Samantha there. Unbelievable.
Samantha.
Samantha. I kind of just got caught in between it. I'm glad
you were like, Sam is short for Samantha. That's how you tied those two together.
Oh man.
Hey, Kevin, I never understood the cactus bread, man. Like, it's called the Pizza Ranch. It's a Midwest company. I don't understand why they have the cactus bread, but it is delicious.
What is cactus bread?
Sounds great.
What's the old cacti bread?
If you don't know, you probably can't afford it.
Oh.
Interesting.
Good quote right there. That's a good soundbite as well.
You have to ask.
What was that from Super Troopers?
Yeah.
Good.
We're talking about Z Jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Z Jobs. Okay.
Stop being a dick. Go ahead, Levy.
Tate, I went and I looked up David Montgomery's ADP for you because I'm big on him this year too. And he's a guy you can get to middle of the 4th round, 407. And I feel like, call me crazy, but if he has a great season, new offensive line coach and all that in Chicago, they should be better. He could return 2nd or 3rd round value for fantasy drafts this year.
I get that right now it's not popular to take a Bears offensive player because of Mitchie T and how he struggled last year and, really disappointed and kind of brought down the entire offense. But I'm high on Montgomery. I mean, I think Montgomery's a good player. They just got to use him properly and get some consistency under center, and they'll be just fine.
For sure. All right, so I'm okay taking a Bears offensive player here, but it's between the AR-12 and Adam Thielen for me. So talk about bounce back. I'm going to go with Adam Thielen. I think Adam Thielen is going to have a good fantasy season, back to top 10 in PPR formats. People are sleeping on Adam Thielen this year, and he's going to be the go-to guy. I don't think Jefferson is going to really get it done in his rookie season. I think he's going to be serviceable, but give me some Adam Thielen.
I'm surprised you went Thielen over Allen Robinson there. Just a little bit.
PPR, baby.
PPR.
Yeah, but Robinson was a top 10 PPR guy with a horribly terrible. I mean, again, it's a good pick. I like Adam Thielen this year and a healthy Adam Thielen with no Stephon Diggs and a rookie wide receiver that's going to take a little bit of time to get up to speed. I totally understand the logic. But it's just, man, I loved me some AR-12. I thought he was great last year, despite the fact that he was playing with Mitchie T.
I just love Tone Miller so much that I'd rather take the guy that's by himself in Adam Thielen, in my opinion, than taking Allen Robinson, who has Tone Miller to compete with. I don't know what's wrong with Bucky's camera.
We lost Buck.
We lost Buck.
It's okay.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back.
Bucky, come back to us, please. But Sam, you've got the wraparound.
I do have the wraparound. This is very difficult for me. So I'm going back and forth. A couple of my guys obviously have been taken already because that's the way you guys play it. So I'm going back and forth. And this is, again, a very diabolical game because I know as soon as I take A, I can't have the other person from that team. So this is very difficult. I think what I'm going to do. This is so hard.
Welcome back, Bucky.
Welcome back, Bucks. Glad to have you.
I tried to share a picture of the Pizza Ranch cactus bread, and it didn't work out well. It totally crashed and burned the old PC here, but we're back in business. What was your pick, Levy? Your terrible pick that I left for?
Adam Thielen.
The kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Adam Thielen.
See, I wouldn't have picked him over
Robinson.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I gave a good reasoning there. I like Tone Miller as a wide receiver too on that team. And I think he's going to take away more looks from AR-12 than Jefferson is from Thielen. That's my logic.
I disagree completely.
And we're talking about we're talking about Kirk Cousins. You're gonna sit here and blow smoke up Captain Kirk's ass, and then you're gonna get on my ass for taking his wide receiver one. Are you kidding me?
How many Pizza Ranch commercials have they invited Adam Thielen on for?
Oh my god.
They're gonna do it.
The answer is 0.
Sam, have you made your pick?
No.
I think that I have made my pick, and I'm gonna go. Oh, this is so hard. I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford here because of these guys. He's gonna have the most yards going into next season. Immediately believe it. He's absolutely amazing as far as getting you those yards and those completions. So I'm gonna go with Stafford here with this pick because I don't really love the rest of Detroit, and I don't want to hold out for TJ Hawkinson because I feel like one of you guys is going to snipe him on this round. So I'm going to go ahead and just secure the quarterback position with that one.
Yeah, that really that jogged a couple people. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, and then with that, this sucks. This really sucks.
That just left Kate with Aaron Rodgers down there in the third round.
Yep. It did. I thought about stealing him from him. I know. But I wanted to get Allen Robinson, so I'm going to take him now with the wraparound.
Yeah, I mean, your team is stacked.
Yeah. I've got Dalvin Cook, Matt Stafford, and Allen Robinson. I'm not too mad about that.
Yeah, you were set up pretty well there, though.
Yeah, but then you're going to have to take Jay Sternberger.
If he's left.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to like the second, third string on Green Bay, which you never know based on how Aaron Rodgers likes to throw the ball. Some random deep tight end could end up getting a touchdown.
Did I ever tell you all the story of how I met Jay Sternberger in a Ruby Tuesdays?
No, but we need to hear that story. What? As soon as he gets taken.
Did you sucker punch him like Dallas Goedert got suckered punched at at a restaurant in South Dakota?
I made that up. He just looks like a guy that goes to Ruby Tuesdays and gets a salad bar.
I was gonna say, how would you even know what he looks like in public? There's no way.
I have no idea what Jay Sternberger looks like. Can you imagine sitting at the bar at the Ruby Tuesday? You're enjoying your 22-ounce Miller Lite. You've got some fried mott sticks, and you've been dabbling at the RIP salad bars, by the way. Salad bars.
Those are
that is one of the most heartbreaking things. Salad bars have been phased out quite a bit recently, I think, just for like quality control concerns, which, come on, you know what you're getting into with the salad bar. You can end up over the toilet puking, doesn't matter. You take that risk for ODing on salad at times, which I've done. I used to love to frequent Sonny's Barbecue, where they had a salad bar, and they removed it about 1.5 years ago. So that was not well. Nothing goes with it like a nice. And the best part is the cottage cheese. Are y'all cottage cheese people?
Nope.
No.
Well, can you imagine?
Nope. Hard pass.
That's
Hard
crazy
pass
to me.
Tate, too.
That's just the Midwestern in me. Tate has never had cottage cheese, no doubt.
No.
I can say that
chance.
Definitively.
Yeah.
And so, can you imagine you're at Ruby Tuesdays and you're up at the salad bar and you come back and you're, oh my gosh, Jay Sternberger.
Holy shit, it's Jay Sternberger.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I want to have a drink with that guy.
All right, I'm on the clock, right?
Yeah.
So Sam, I was excited because I thought for sure I was going to get Stafford there, and now I realize because I already have a Packer, I cannot take Rodgers.
Nope.
So I'm stuck with a Bears quarterback, but I'm going to pivot. You'll find out later. Wait, there's more. I'm going to go with TJ Hawkinson here in the third round. Pivot.
I love me some Hawk, dude.
He's good.
Give me some of that Iowa. Good old corn-fed boy. Let's go.
Yeah, Bucky, we're just stuck in the state of Iowa during this entire episode.
I love Iowa.
I've been there once. I was 13 and I drove a car because there was nobody around.
The best part is it's really hard to get lost in Iowa because all the roads just go due east-west and due north-south. So it's just a huge, massive state of a very good grid system of small towns, which is
the statute of limitations in Iowa because Sam just committed a crime and she admitted it on the air.
Like I said,
right.
I'm 32. You really gonna come after me?
Yeah, come after me, bro.
Come at me, bro. Let's do this.
No, and every like I said, every town with over 12,000 people has a pizza ranch. So it's a big economic driver there in the state of Iowa. My pick here is actually Cole Kmet.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
I think Jimmy Graham is washed, the definition of washed. And I think Cole Kmet, I know that tight ends struggle coming out of the gates in their rookie season, sometimes in their second seasons. But I think Cole Kmet was the most pro-ready tight end in this draft. He does it all. He's sound blocker. I think he has some of the best hands in the draft, aside from Albert O, who we all know I'm super high on.
He just went to a horrible landing spot there in Denver.
Yeah, exactly. So Cole Kmet for me is the rookie tight end that excites me the most, and I needed a bear. So here we are.
And I mean, if they're going to take a tight end that early when they already have so many tight ends, you know he's got to be in the mix immediately, right?
Oh, he's a stud. He's a stud. I know Tate's real high on him.
Well, I like Cole Kmet, and it was interesting because I knew I was going to have to take a Bears tight end unless I want to completely go for the screw job for Levy and make him. But the thing is, it's like a coin flip, whether it's going to be Mitchell Trubisky or Nick Foles under center. I think it's going to be BDN. I think it's going to be Nick Foles myself is going to eventually take the starting gig because there's just no confidence whatsoever there with Mitchell Trubisky. But so, I mean, I'll go ahead and lock it in. I've got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, and I will be forced. What am I doing here? I've got to take a Vikings tight end. I already took David Montgomery. I'm an idiot. I'm forgetting the rules as we go here.
So who you take now?
I got Kyle Rudolph. Even though I love me some Irv Smith Jr., I think he is a very nice tight end prospect out of the University of Alabama. But I mean, they brought back Kyle Rudolph for a reason. Rudolph is a red zone dynamo. And actually, I think that there's going to be some production out of that tight end spot now that Stephon Diggs is gone. And they're going to have to kind of be patient with Justin Jefferson getting up to speed. So it's Kyle Rudolph for me at tight end.
I like it.
I like it. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, yeah, I think that's a good pick. Interestingly enough, maybe it's because of the division that we did today, but I think we're going to all end up with pretty balanced teams. But I'm trying to write them up now so I can see who actually won.
Yeah, this is going to be close.
Porkman is disappointed in me. Look, I love me some Irv Smith Jr. I do. It's nothing against him. It's just that if they wouldn't have brought back, I mean, the fact that they brought back Rudolph is what makes me temper any sort of expectations as far as Irv Smith taking the job this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I think there could be 2 serviceable tight ends on this team with no Stephon Diggs.
I think it could happen. I don't think that's that crazy to say.
All right, Bucky, who you got? Who you rounding out your team with? Tate, I like your team.
Thanks.
This is the hard one. Swift or Carry On. It's like you're picking between, your 2 children. It's really just a what do they call those? A Sally's Choice.
It's not Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice.
It's not Sally.
You know what? I'm gonna Bogart this and turn it into a Sally's Choice. This is actually a salad's choice situation for me. Do I want to go with the red onion or do I want to go with the green pepper? I don't know. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
Oh, my God. That's
Bucky,
ridiculous.
as much as I've been high on Carry On in the past, I think that in a PPR format, DeAndre Swift is going to have the better fantasy season.
I don't know if I believe that, man. I'm staying away from this in fantasy this year. Like late 10th round or something, I'll take one of these guys. But I think Carry On could have a better year.
Swift is a stud, man, and he is a better pass catching option than Carry On Johnson. Like I'm not going to say by a landslide because Carry On can certainly do some nice things in the passing game, but dude, DeAndre Swift is going to be able to break off people running routes. And with Matty Staff and the Lions defense is going to struggle this year. I think that they're going to be playing from behind, which means a lot of snaps for a pass catching back, which that is DeAndre Swift, but he's got plenty of juice as far as being able to make plays between the tackles on the ground. So he's Theo Riddick 2.0.
That's fair. Kevin says your team is great, Sam, but the arm tattoos put you over the top.
Oh, thank you. I'm so cool now. Too bad they're going to be gone in like a week.
All right, so I'm on the clock. I'm going to go with Big Dick Nick over Mitch Trubisky without hesitation because Mitch Trubisky stinks. And I honestly think that BDN is going to win this job. If there's no preseason or real training camp, I think Trubisky could start the season as a starter. But if there is an actual training camp and this is a true open competition, I do think Foles is a better quarterback than Trubisky.
I 100% agree.
Colin. Sorry, Colin.
I definitely think that Nick Foles is a better quarterback, and I honestly don't even think it's close right now. I think that you could argue that he has to win the position, and I don't think there's much of a fight, if I had to say. Maybe I don't even think it's an arm wrestling contest or if it's like a rock, paper, scissors. I just think that, yeah, you got the starting job.
I think now that I have this platform, I actually wanted to mention a change.org petition that I have going out there. It's to change the acronym from BDN to LPN for large phallus Nick, because I think we've become far too obscene as a culture and we need to dial it back a bit. So
yeah,
I want LPN. I want LPN, large phallus Nick.
Wow.
Tate's over there like, is that an F or a PH? I can see it on his face, man.
Wait, what does that stand for?
Tate was trying to put together that acronym like, huh?
I think I like to think I'm articulate, but
no, you're very articulate, but I don't think spelling is your strong suit.
yeah, I never advanced to the
It's not an insult, just an observation.
Thank you.
I think this is actually pretty close when I'm looking at it, but I think it's either Ryan or me that takes the win on today's. Do you guys want me to run through the teams?
yes.
Okay,
Did you
Tate
make your
has.
final pick yet?
I did. Jay Sternberger. I think that goes without saying. Jay Sternberger.
She picked him up at the salad bar at Ruby Tuesday.
I did. Picked him up at the salad bar. Gave me a wink and handed me an extra bowl for soft serve ice cream, and I said, "Get on board this train."
You know what I'd love to see would be those those Kenyan funeral videos they've been showing with the dancing with the.
Yeah.
I want to see that type of ceremony, but with the Ruby Tuesday salad bars exiting the restaurants.
Yeah,
jamming hard. You got a crew of like 6 dudes just fitted out to the nines, cruising with that salad bar on their shoulders because it deserves that type of go out.
I personally miss the Asian buffet that was here in Cadillac, Michigan. There's not a ton of choices, and now that has been nixed. Asian buffet is it's gone.
When there aren't a ton of choices, and one of the choices was a place with a multitude of choices, your choices have just been limited exponentially.
Tough pill to swallow.
Tate, how many frozen pizzas have you eaten during quarantine?
I ate 4 this week.
I know your fiance is pregnant, so she does not want to cook for your ass. And
I know, which means
but this guy eats all the pizza and doesn't leave any for his pregnant fiance. Like, what a move! Not even a slice. She's carrying your child.
The slice is the full pie.
I had to remove myself for timeout for that. Make me sound terrible to
for Tate. He's like
entire listing people.
So bad.
He gets asked, "What are you eating for dinner? A slice of pizza?" Oh, can I have one? All right, I'll throw another one in the oven for you.
Yes.
I'll eat half of that.
Yeah.
Okay, by the math, then they could have each had 2 pizzas for the week. He did not need 4 on his own.
I don't know. Take and eat like a horse and stay in good playing shape. So,
I was going to say, I wanted to offer to teams that may be in need of practice squad players that I have not officially announced my retirement from the sport of football quite yet. So, look, I could still bench 225 at least 10 times. Come on. Yeah, I got it, baby. Come on.
Nice humble brag.
Not so humble brag. That was a straight brag. It's fine.
Straight brag.
Yeah. I feel like I'd throw my shoulders out the minute I'd try to put up like 225 right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I'm basically just a wet noodle.
Wet noodle. I couldn't.
The only person that's competed in a fitness competition amongst us, though, unless there's some stuff that I don't know about Levy and Bucks, it's definitely Sam.
That's right.
I know I can definitely squat that. I definitely can't bench it.
I was in a gut off once.
Gut off?
Yeah, like in Zoolander where they have the walk off. I've been in a gut off.
Was it after a round of cactus bread that you know of, which means I'm a peasant?
No, it's usually after leaving Buddy Freddy's.
Oh wow!
Buffet. Yeah,
wow, Buddy.
R.I.P. We've gotten all over the board in terms of buffet style restaurants.
Which means you better be joining us because we have a hot episode of Squad Up coming up.
We do. I've got the list of everyone's teams in front of me, so let's just run down them really quick. Tate has Aaron Rodgers, Kenny Golladay, David Montgomery, and Kyle Rudolph. Ryan Levy has Nick Foles, Aaron Jones, Adam Thielen, and TJ Hawkinson.
Wait. Oh, you
Do I have that right?
Yeah, you got it right. Okay.
Bucks has Kirk Cousins, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift, and Cole Kmet. And I myself have Matt Stafford, Allen Robinson, Dalvin Cook, and Jace Sternberger.
I'm going to go Levy here. Gets my vote.
Yes. I never win these things.
To me, it's Sam. It's Sam.
Even with the Sternberger?
The Sternberger.
Sternberger's the point of weakness.
Why not even? We don't know.
Sternberger's the point of weakness on my team. I'm definitely winning the yards with Stafford there. I'm definitely.
Or Lord Phallus Foles. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, LPN.
Sam, I wish you weren't so busy so we could get this on Instagram, because if we could get votes, let the people speak.
That was actually something when I was telling my family that we're doing these Squad Up things. They were like, well, who gets what if they win? And I'm like, well, we really haven't found a way to determine a winner. We have to find a way to determine a winner.
No, just put up a poll on Twitter.
Follow
us at Fantasy Focus, at Samantha R. Holt, at DTater4, at Bucks59, and we'll figure this out.
Yeah, but I say the winner gets first pick next week.
Ooh.
That's what we should start doing.
Yeah.
That is what we're doing. We vote.
Right.
Whether it's
I kicked y'all's ass last week and squad up for the dance squad.
All right, folks,
Yeah.
we got a new squad up coming in hot. All right, it's
Yeah.
Build a Band Workshop.
We're going to
Still
drop
right.
the link in Twitter, all the social media stuff. But yeah, if you can find us on Twitter or just, go ahead and press refresh within the next 5 minutes or so here on YouTube. Also, if you have not yet done so, this is your first time coming across our channel, smash the like button. Go also hit the subscribe button. Also, just click that little bell because it actually notifies you when we drop a new video or going live. So please go ahead and do so. Again, hey, everybody that's joining us right now, really appreciate and love all the support you guys give us. Seriously, it's a blast.
Can I interject here real quick?
Please.
Folks, if you want super studious and well-versed picks for Build a Band Workshop that are very, very much serious and not jokes, please tune in about 5 minutes because I promise you will be so well educated on just the musical industry as a whole and the greats in it. I think you're going to come out of it not only with some appreciation for the greats, but also with a new perspective.
You are just slinging it today.
Go
There's
Bucks.
no way. There's no way there's not a single joke in that one.
Yeah,
Tune in, guys. It's going to be fun.
It's all business. It's all business all the time.
So much party in that.
Levy, take the hat off and shake it out, man. Shake it out. That's the
All right,
sign off
let's
right
go.
there. That's
We'll
it.
see everybody in 5 minutes. Come back.
See ya.
See ya.